Hey guys, it's Nikki from Still Moments Nursery. I just thought I'd do a video on basically my work desk. So I thought I'd show you a few things that I use and what tools I use and sort of things like that. So we will start off. We'll start off over here. So over here is where I put my sort of dolls that are sort of drying. So my bigger head of my Angelica. I've still got to get hair for that one, so that's why she's there. And then I've got a Cheyenne just there that I'm working on. She actually came with the wrong limbs, so I can't actually use her as a custom order. So she's going, to be a completed doll that I'm just doing every now and then in between my custom orders. The little head over the back, just there. That was a sample doll from a company, but I'm not using her. That's just a doll that's going to be put together for Mia. And then I've got my little Luca that I'm doing. She's going to be an ethnic custom order. So she's got to have lots of more coats of colouring on her before she becomes the dark ethnic. I've got twins Ryan and Rain. They're custom orders. I'm actually doing dummies for those at the moment, so they're going to be put together very soon. I've got my Levi head who had he's a boo-boo baby, so he's not actually for sale. Or she. I'm actually getting a body for that one, so that's going to be a keeper for me. And then I have all my paints. Actually, this is a custom order. I had to colour match. So I had to... So the Cheyenne... And we all know how light the Cheyenne kits are, or pale they are. And I had to match it to an Audrey Stoke orange sort of vinyl. And that's how they've come up so far. So pretty close. Like I said, this is going to be stuffed, so it's going to be a lot more darker once it's actually filled. But that's the hand compared to the vinyl. I don't know if you can see the vinyl colour. Well, not really. But this was a really pale kit, the Bountiful kits. And then the Audrey Stoke vinyl was more of an orange. So it was a bit of a challenge to get them colour matched, but I did it and I'm really happy. So they're currently drying on... I just use cup, the cup stands that you use in the kitchen. So I just use those, which is very handy. So they've just been drying for a couple of days now. I'll leave it for a few more days and then I can start on the hair on that one. Here's another stand that I use, just a metal version. I'll move those over there. Okay, and then I've got my paint stash under my little workbench. So all the paints and varnishes and stuff that I use mainly I keep close at hand. So I've still got my Real Effects that I'm getting through. Not many of those left. I still use the gloss varnish of the Real Effects because that's still a full bottle. My air dry paints, I'm now using this brand. And I'm finding it really helpful. Oh, if my camera would focus. Grey there. So they've been nice paints to use. Nice and easy to use. Very similar to the Real Effects. Just a lot more colours. So they've got that. Then I'm using my primer. Now I'm loving the new primer from McPherson's. It gives a really, really nice texture to the dolls. And it makes the paint stick to the vinyl so much easier. So I ended up grabbing a big 4-ounce bottle of that because I use quite a bit of that. I'm also using the sealer as well. So I need to get a bigger bottle of that as well. And I'm pretty sure I've ordered a 4-ounce bottle of this sealer, and I've also ordered the shine remover in the same brand as well. So I'm loving those at the moment, which is nice. Then I've got some of my paintbrushes I use. So these are my main ones that I use. A lot of the Maxine mops I use this one as my mixing brush. Sort of creases and wrinkles depending on what I'm doing. Got a few fine liners. That's just I use the doweling and the little, I think that's a chopstick. That's just, I use those inside the doll limbs when I'm painting, just helps to hold them. So that's what they're for. That's my hairbrush, my hair painting brush. I love that brush. Yeah, so it's just a range of brushes that I use. My mixed paints. So if I've got to, I like to use my flesh and my darker colours as well, so they're all there ready to use. And then I've just got my what do you call it, my neutralising green. Orange is neutralising as well. Then I've got my main mottling colour, my sort of more pinky flesh tone, and of course your blue highlights and veining there. My trays, I use ceramic, so a few different ones. I use my big one for when I'm doing my flesh coats. Sometimes I use this for my flesh coats, depending. This is sort of in my in-between. And this one I use when I'm doing my veining, and sort of more of my thicker mediums. I use the flat tray. And then I've got more mixing trays under here if I need them. I have my bottle of distilled water, either to add to my paint or to wash paintbrushes out and stuff, and it's in a nice squirty bottle, so it's nice and handy. Here I've got more brushes in 2 little containers, so just some random ones that I used over time. My paintbrush mixing well. I love this thing. This is a lifesaver. So is it the rinse well? So just push on the bottom and it fills up with fresh water. Love it. I've got a little squirt bottle or little press down bottle. I think they use these for makeup, with my alcohol in it. So I use that to clean my paint trays, keep them all nice and clean. I've got to clean up around here before I start today. So that's what that's used for. Then I've got my cosmetic wedges, again for cleaning my trays, or just sort of soak up extra bits of liquid on the limbs, sort of around my joins here. I just sort of soak up the liquid so it doesn't run back onto my vinyl. Then I've got my sponges, so all my different mottling sponges I use, depending on the size of the doll and the effect that I want. I use that one for my blue tone mottling. Then I've just got my flat wedges, which I use for applying the primer and the sealer. I use those. Don't need a rubber band. I've got, here, sea sponge. I use my sea sponge as well. Love this one on the cheeks. It gives those nice little capillary effect on the cheeks. So I use that for that. I use my little Q-tips. They use these mainly for getting any fluid or paint from inside the eye sockets. That's mainly what I use those for. I do have a heat gun, but I don't use it as much as I did. So that's just there in case I need it. I've got a little paint stand, which when I've cleaned out my brushes at the end of the day, I hang them there, and they drip dry kind of thing. Now for my workbench, I was using paper towel. I actually ran out, and then Tim said, why not use microfiber? So I've been using microfiber cloths for a couple of weeks now, and they're actually really good. I don't get any of that lint from like I do the paper towel. So yeah, no, microfibers are really good. So I've got two down here in my work area. I'll have to change this one up, but nice and easy. just chuck them in the wash or give them a soak in, gets all paint off. And that's about it, guys, for this desk. So this is my work desk. So if you guys join me in the lives, you should see me sitting here painting. And when I haven't got you guys on live, I'm sitting here watching my TV shows, of course, while I'm painting. And that's about it, guys. I've got a little sort of stand over here where I have all my other little bits and pieces. Dummies that I'm drawing. My homeostats, tweezers, and all that live there. I've got my magnets on there. What else have I got? I've got my glue, which I need more of. My Stanley knives and all that in there. Sort of just my little bits and pieces go here. My fabric cleaner and my mohair conditioner lives there. What else? I've got a few bodies in here. Mainly ones that I'm sort of working on that I know, or if they've come with the kit, they go in there. In here is my stash of dummies, which is looking pretty empty. But these are all the dummies for the dolls. So again, depending on which face it is, they all take or suit different dummies styles. So when I see them, I grab them. But that's my stash so far. So I've got lots of different ones. Sons, boys, girls. Haven't found one for this one because it's not the usual, but that might be for a toddler. Anyway, then I've got over here, I've got my little weighted sack, which I just use when I'm drawing like eyes. If I've put in eyes and I've sealed the back, I sit them like that while they're drying. So she hasn't had her eyes done yet. So I'll be doing those before I do her hair. And that's about it. I've got my extra cloths. I've got some, this is sort of my chucker basket where I just chuck everything. Makeup wipes, which I don't really like, so I haven't used those. Then I've got some certificates as well. And that's about it, guys. So that's all. Oh, and I've got eyes, all my eyes and eyelashes and things up there. So that's basically my work / painting desk and everything that I use. Alright, guys, I hope you found it interesting. I had a couple of requests asking me to do some behind the scenes videos, so I thought I'd just do one quickly before I jump on and do my next live stream. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to subscribe and like the video because it does help the channel. Alright, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!